Welcome back to J&J Dynasty, and we're gonna get this video off and running to a good start here, right? So let's get into it, kind of here. All right, well, let's go all through it. There we go. Hit the wrong one. Boom. All right, so this is July 2023's final rookie ADP, MFL ADP draft. So all of these drafts were in the MFL bracket on Data Force. So I was able to look at them because of that. So I followed them all. So it's actually 11 of them in July, and it is 11 of them in May and June. So 10 in June, 1 in May. And you'll see that as we break everything down here. So I just wanted to first off say thank you for everybody who subscribed. Appreciate it. Thank you for the love. I'm hoping that everybody is using this information. It's getting pretty locked in, dialed in here. The reason we have Zay Flowers and Izzy on there is to make a nice picture for a thumbnail. But with the news with Dalvin Cook here the last weekend, there's five drafts here at the end of July. His ADP really fell. So wanted to make note of that. So without further ado, give me a comment, please. Give me a thumbs up and share the content, and also hit the bell so that way when a new draft comes on, you can get that content immediately. All right. So let's get into it here. Oh, hey, look at that! Ran through everything. So as we get into the draft here, I guess one other thing I should probably say here, the very top there's a little bar, and I've got it lined up pretty good there. So all of the very far left one is the M13, and that was the May draft. And then the next ones are in green. If there's a color around the box on there, that was a draft that I was in. So the green ones, all the way up to the red box, those are June drafts. All the black ones are July drafts. The ADP is for all of those. And then as you can see going over, it says May, June, July. You see part of August because I'm setting up for August already because there's 4 or 5 more drafts, I believe, in August, a couple of them at least. And then the number of drafts. So that gives you an idea of how everything was happening through the draft process, right? So let's get into this. As everybody knows, Bijan Robinson, number 1 with a bullet. And Jahmyr Gibbs, Smith and Jigba. Jordan Addison had a big falling out there. You can see about halfway through July, we had like 5 or 6 drafts here at the end here. But, Addison went 7, 4, 8, 9, 4. And that was basically because of his driving issues, right? Quentin Johnson has been climbing back up, a couple 4s, couple 3s. So some good love for him, right? And Charbonnet has been, a little bit sliding. Actually, no, his July numbers are actually up. Kincaid, Flowers, A-Chain, Kendra Miller, and Bryce Young to round out the bottom there. Anthony Richardson there, you can see how he's been climbing up boards, and he's been doing it the difficult way. He comes in at a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 6, and then he goes, and the next draft somebody grabs him at like 12, 11. So to be bouncing up the board, as you can see, 2 in the very first draft, 9.3 in the green, and 7.9 there in July. He's climbing up. So this basically is our first round, and once again, guys, this is the July's final ADP. This is all of the drafts in the standard 1 quarterback PPR MFL Dynasty format that I can find. A lot of them are $60 leagues. A lot of them are $100 leagues also. So you got a little bit of both there. It really doesn't matter because the same guys are going to get picked roughly the same place. It's going to be way different than your KTC. It's going to be way different than other things because your quarterbacks aren't valued the way they are in other leagues on this, right? So let's get on to round 2 here. So Sam Laporta, he's going to be creeping up some rosters here. Zylstra, the guy who's supposed to be starting with him or starting the season, taking a little bit of his volume. He got hurt. He's going to be out for the season supposedly. So Zylstra out. Laporta's going to be climbing even more. Jonathan Mingo, Roshan Johnson, Tajay Spears, C.J. Stroud. You got Tank Bigsby there, who's also been climbing up some boards. Mike Meyer, Marvin Mims, Reshi Rice, Chase Brown, Jalen Reed, and Josh Downs. It's interesting with Jaden Reed. You see him; he bounces around pretty good too. The 14 or 15s there, and 20s, late 20s, 30s at times in drafts. I'm gonna say that Tank Bigsby's been on the rise. You can look at his numbers. He started off at 23, went to 20. Now he's up to 17.8. He's all the way up to 2.6. He started off at like 2.210ish, 2.8, 2.10, and so he's climbed up a few spots through the July process here. Let's see here. Who another guy that was on the move? I was just on the way down. I was just talking about Laporta. Injury guy. There's something with an injury in here. Oh, Chase Brown. Chase Brown is going to be the backup guy, so you're gonna want to watch him because he's going to be sneaking up the drafts again because Williams got carted off on the field, and so Roshan, Tajay, Stroud, Bigsby, Mayer. Yeah, so those two injuries, I guess, are the big ones in that. Oh, Marvin Mims. Tim Patrick blows out his Achilles, and KJ Hamler is released because he's got heart issues apparently. So they hope to resign KJ Hamler again. So Marvin Mims, if you like him, you're gonna have to probably go a little bit earlier than this draft ADP is showing. I think that the showing there, the second last result, that was the last draft to start. That was started on July 30th or 31st. The last draft actually started on the 29th. It was an incredibly slow draft. So that Marvin Mim news being bumped might have bumped him all the way up to 14. So just watch out for that in your drafts. All right. All right. Let's get on to the next round 3 here. So round 3 is Luke Musgrave, Jalen Hyatt, Israel. He's on the thumbnail here. Should do that right. Get him onto the thumbnail. So Israel, Cedric Tillman, Zach Evans, Tank Dell, McBride, Sean Tucker, Michael Wilson, Schoonamaker, Pukanuka's been climbing up, and Eric Gray. So I guess I can go reverse order maybe on this one. Eric Gray's been falling because Saquon Barkley got his deal. So you can see those 85s in there. That's right where he started, right where Barkley signed his contract, right? And Puka has been jumping up. You can see 34, 29, 85, 37, 60, 37. I think some of these leagues are getting more redraft guys or guys who really don't play Dynasty full season just because it's right at the end of the summer here. And so you're seeing some more wonky picks. But yeah, I would trust the ADP a little bit more. Remember, Schoonamaker might have plantar fasciitis. He might be done for the season or be in and out of the lineup constantly. Michael Wilson had some good news posted about him, so he's been jumping up some boards. As you can see there, some low 30s on him. Sean Tucker, he's been climbing up boards recently, a couple of 30s in there and a couple 29s, but then he's got those outlier late ones. Trey McBride, it seems like people have forgotten about him possibly starting. The news as of today, I think the recording here is August 2nd. The Vikings are down to 2 running backs. It's McBride and Chandler because the other running backs are nicked up. So they're getting all the reps, which may bode well for McBride getting a lot of playing time this year. So got that. Zach Evans, absolutely hearing nothing about him. Same with Cedric Tillman. But Israel, he's going to be sliding down boards here, or he did this weekend. You can see 40 and 55 and 39 there. Obviously, Friday, Dalvin Cook said that he was planning on signing with the Jets. On Sunday, the weekend came and went, no signing, so people missed out on drafting him where he was supposed to go. So he's actually slid. He used to be pretty solid at spot 24 for rookies, but he's now down to 27. So Jalen Hyatt and Luke Musgrave jumped over those guys, and there's not a whole lot that's been happening with those guys in particular. Okay, so got the thumbnail on the bottom there. All right, so now we've got round four. Evan Hall, he also had a big jump this weekend because of the contract news with Ursay and Jonathan Taylor, right? And then if did somebody get hurt there too again? But Evan Hall's had a big jump because of that. So just got to take that into consideration. Deuce Vaughn's getting a little bit of love because they haven't signed a second running back yet. Will Levis, people are realizing him again, and that's probably again, like I said, because you're getting some guys who aren't seasoned drafters know that he's going to have to sit. So you're seeing got a couple of pops there at 35 and 45, 30, 35, 40. So maybe I didn't hear the news that came out about him. So you have Boutte and Deneric Prince. Prince is getting a little bump because CEH isn't fully healthy and Pacheco is supposed to be hurt too, but those guys will be back. And so anybody who's drafting Deneric Prince is buying some fool's gold. Hendon Hooker, TJ Tuckercraft, Darnell Washington's been getting a few shares here lately. Tyler Scott, Chris Rodriguez, Xavier Hutchinson, and for some reason Kenny McIntosh is coming back, making a name for himself. People are watching old videos or something, but or maybe it's just because the Seattle guys are hurt, or they're talking about him being hurt, and people think that maybe he's going to get some love, right? All right, let's get into the fifth round and final round here. So you got Brenton Strange, Stetson Bennett. A lot of these guys were only drafted once. Several of them have been drafted several times. A.T. Perry has been drafted a bunch of times. So Strange, Bennett, Charles Jones once, Clayton Tune, Trey Palmer, Parker Washington got all the way up to 57 in that last draft. Justin Shorter, A.T. Perry, Cameron Liu, and then the bottom three guys, you can see their ADP is 85, so they haven't been drafted. So we don't really have to worry about them. If they're a guy you want, take them with your last pick. Trade for pick 6'5", 6'8", 6'10", you're going to get them. So that's going to be the end of the video for us on here. So once again, oh God, that's pretty good. Nailed them both, right? All right. So once again, please like the video, give a thumbs up, right? Subscribe to the channel. More content coming here. We got several drafts to go, but hopefully this is giving you a really good idea of what to be looking for when your rookies are there or when you're on the clock. Adjust your draft picks so that way you can get the guys you want. Also, if you have any questions or comments, comment below, please, and go from there. Pause the video if you need to see the stuff. Hopefully everything's clear enough on the video. Try to make them big enough for everybody. With that all being said, this is the last video for July's drafts. You can always check out a few past videos to see maybe those numbers a little bit closer up in those videos. So definitely feel free to take a look at them. And until next time, take care. I'll be dropping another one here probably in 3 or 4 days, just because. Well, actually, this one's going to come out in 2 days, so about another couple, 2-3 days. So somewhere around probably the 6th or 7th of August should be the first August draft results. And if that's going to help anybody in Dynasty, if you're starting up new leagues or anything like that, so then you at least know how rookies are rated and valued and slot them in there. Until next time, take care. We're out at J&J Dynasty.